Hey, what up, everybody? It's Rhett Weaver from Inchland, Utah. Want to go over some key dates kind of moving forward. One thing that we've been harping on ever since November was the interest rates are going to come down, and they have fallen. They basically came down a full 1%. So since that CPI report came out in November, early December, to where we're at sitting now in the month of January. What I want to show you is what's going to happen in February, March, April, and then May. May 10th is the day for interest rates. We're going to see huge gains in the market as far as on May 10th. So they've been predicting basically that interest rates are going to fall down to the low fives in the first or second quarter of this year, and I'm going to kind of show you why that's probably going to come true. So the core consumer price index, this is how they measure inflation year over year. So this top chart is basically the inflation report. This bottom chart is shelter. Going to go over both of them. Shelter is going to cover about 25% of the CPI report. So when you're looking here, basically we're in the month of January. In 2022, so this last year, January, February, March, you can see that inflation was going down, and then it peaked back up April, May, and June of this last year. The bottom part of this is shelter. You can see that in January, shelter was the lowest. And when we talk shelter, that's renting homes, that's VRBOs, that's hotels, that's anything that they can rent as far as housing. So, but what you can see is that it spiked back up in February, March, and April. So to get these two to kind of align, because the shelter last year grew at 18%, right now it's continuing to fall. It's at about 7.5% as far as according to CoreLogic. So it's been coming down quite a bit. And so what's really good about this is when we're going to have the stars align, is we're going to have the shelter report and the inflation report in April, which will come out May 10th to be in our favor, which will be really good because that's when we're going to see rates kind of fall. But as you can tell, rates are going to continue to fall. We're going to have some help from the shelter side of stuff, also inflation side of stuff. So we'll see rates kind of fall. One thing that I do want to kind of go over, if this is your first time here, is I want you guys to see what's going on with interest rates right now. Right now, on the 30-year mortgage, we've got this barrier here that we've got to break through. We've got a pretty big open space here, and even on the 10-year, we've kind of got that space as well. So we're sitting in between these huge areas right now where the market's going to be volatile for the next little bit. We're going to see rates come down. We're going to see rates go back up, and it's going to sit there and bounce for a little bit until some really good reports come out over the next couple of weeks here. February is our next inflation report, the first part of February. So we're not that far out, which should help us get a little bit of gains as far as on the mortgage bond side of stuff. So if you have any questions on this, please feel free to reach out. Mark May 10th as the day for mortgage rates, but also tell all of your buyers and consumers over the next couple of weeks here, we're going to see rates continue to fall, but the stars should align on May 10th.